Hey guys, it's Liza and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would film a how I get organised for back to school video. So it will be split into two parts. So the first part will be organisation tips to do before you actually go back to school, and the second part will be organisation habits to keep up whilst you're at school. I'll leave the timestamp for the second part here in case you just want to skip to it. So yeah, let's get straight onto the video. So organisation tip number one is to have subject-specific notebooks. This means that you can always separate your notes for different subjects. I know this sounds quite obvious, but you would be surprised how many people don't actually do this. The notebooks I use are these binder notebooks that I found on Amazon for about £10 I think, and I don't really mind paying a bit more for these because I can add and remove pages from them, which I find really helpful, and I can just add whatever notes I want in them and handouts. Is to have a display folder for all of your sheets and handouts so you're not shoving bits of paper into your bag and getting them all crinkled. This one has dividers in it so I can clearly separate my handouts for each subject, and then a space at the back for other bits of paper that I have. I find it really helpful as well because when I'm looking through it I can actually see what sheets are where, so if I'm finding a particular handout I can easily find it. Tip 3 for organisation is to have a binder for each of your subjects to keep either previous topic notes in or any handouts and sheets that you get during lessons. I like doing this because depending on the size of the course that you take, you might not be able to fit all of your class notes and revision notes as well as any handouts that you get into one notebook, and you can just carry around the folder to school or to the library with you and you've got all of your notes together, so you don't have to carry 3 notebooks with you to one place. My next tip is to purchase the textbooks for your subject and read through at least the first chapter in them. I know that textbooks can be really expensive, but if you find that your textbooks are expensive, I recommend looking for second-hand ones. I know that they sell a lot of them on like the Facebook buy and share thing, and there's also some on Depop, and I'm sure if you ask students in older years they'll be able to give you their old ones. Also, I say read the first chapter because you're not going to actually absorb any of the information in it before school if your book is just sat on your shelf. By reading the first chapter, you're also developing a familiarization with the subject, so you can concentrate on understanding the topic in lessons rather than trying to figure out what's going on. It also means that you'll be slightly ahead and you can read each chapter before they're actually taught to get a better understanding. I would also recommend making notes on the chapter if you have time to do so before it is taught, so you have an even deeper understanding of the subject. The fifth thing I do to get organised before school is to actually have a decent planner. Some schools do provide planners when you go back in September, but I really like having my own so it's more personal and I use it more because I like the way it looks. I actually made my own planner so I could have what I wanted in it and also save a bit of money, so I just reused the cover and changed out the pages. You could also get a planner app on your phone or your laptop if you really don't want to spend any money. There are plenty of free ones on all of the app stores. Having a planner just means that you can write everything down in one place so you don't forget any homework that you have or any other reminders, because the amount of times that I've said to myself, oh, I'll remember that, I don't need to write it down, and then don't remember it is unbelievable, so I would really recommend doing this. Tip 6 is to have some sort of yearly planner to visualise all of your tasks at a glance. You could either use an online calendar like Google Calendar or have a physical one like this one. I recommend using this for events, tests and possibly even revision sessions depending on how much space you actually have on your calendar. I find it really helpful to be able to just look at a glance and see what events I have for that day instead of having to flip through pages of homework assignments that I have in my planner. Organisation tip 7 I think is one of the most important things to do, especially if you're going into GCSE or A-level years, and that is to actually plan out how you'll revise. I use a theory called the curve of forgetting as a basis for what revision I will do then. I have a little checklist in each of my folders so I can keep track of what topics I have revised at each stage. I also have a plan of each of my stages of revision, so I'm not trying to figure out what type of notes I will make come that study session. I also have a sort of guide to what colour flashcards I'll use for different types of revision, so they're all colour coded and I know what's what and I can easily find things. So for example, my blue flashcards I will use for exam technique. I do to get organised is to do a quick laptop declutter and delete any documents that I don't need anymore, or just to organise them into different folders. This is just so that I don't have to search through loads of different documents to find the one that I need, and it also frees up storage space on your laptop for any notes that you're going to make in the coming school year. My final organisational tip for the first part of the video is to just do a final email and homework check to see if you've forgotten to do anything over the summer before you go back to school. You can literally do this either the week before you go back to school, so you still have time to do tasks that you've forgotten about, or if you think you can get everything done in an evening, you can just literally do it the night before. So on to the second part of the video, which is organisation habits to keep up whilst you're at school. Habit 1 is to transfer any handouts you get during the school day into your folder or notebook. This is so that you don't have your sheets in a different place to your notes and you can refer to them easily and everything's together. It also means that you have more space to put in sheets for the next school day. Habit 2 is to pack your bag the night before school. This is mainly so that you have time to make sure you have packed everything and that you aren't in a rush in the morning. It's especially helpful if you wake up late because you know that everything's already packed and you hopefully haven't forgotten anything. The third habit I have is to do any homework you have in any spare time that you have. Even if you just have 10 minutes, you could look at your language vocabulary for the week or make a start on your homework instead of just going on your phone. And if you're someone that doesn't actually have long periods of free time, these short periods will really help in getting your homework done quickly. Organisation habit 4 is to do any homework the night that it is set. This basically means that your homework won't pile up and you won't feel so overwhelmed with the amount of work that you have to do. It also allows you to have more free time on the weekend to do revision or have free time with your family and friends without worrying about the amount of homework that you have to get done when you get back. Habit 6 is to have spares of your favourite stationery items so you don't run out. There are a lot of people that will either just buy one pen or one pencil because that's all they need at the time, but then they run out of ink or lead and don't have another pen or pencil. So it's always helpful to have a few more in a cupboard or in a drawer, especially pens, so you can just grab another when you run out and you don't have to worry about asking for a pen. The final habit is to try and keep your workspace as clean and clear as possible. Not only will this help with finding notes and other things easily, but will also mean that you know where everything is so you aren't in a mad rush before school or when you're about to do homework or revision. It will also help de-stress because your workspace isn't cluttered, so your mind feels less cluttered. I don't really know how it works, but a few other people have said that having a clear workspace does actually help them clear their mind. So I guess it works for some people. I'm not sure if it works for everyone, but you might as well give it a go. And having a clean workspace is a great habit to keep up anyway. So thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully you can transfer some of these tips and habits into your own school life. If you did like it, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this in the future. So thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!